Alright, we're back here, Red Dawn Prepper. We're going to do a fuel injection cleaning as well as we can on this here old truck. Let's see, first you got your B12 chem tool. Alright, that's going to be for your valves and your gas tank. Throttle body air intake cleaner. Get the spray, generalized cans, is STP, no big deal. Some of you might want to think about getting mass airflow cleaner for your mass airflow sensor. I don't have one, so I can't really show you what to use in this, but I'll give you a general idea on how to use this. Alright, so right now, you got your throttle body intake cleaner. Now this is my throttle body in here, past this air filter. Wherever your air filter goes into your intake, you see how, here's my air filter. Like on a general car, here would be your air filter. Here's my air hose coming into like right here. Generally right about here is where you have your throttle body. All you gotta do is take this hose off to reveal your throttle body. And you got your throttle cable. I'm just gonna take this whole thing off here. Alright. And then down in here, you got your butterflies. Let's see if I can get a good picture. See how your butterflies? So a lot of you might have, well, not a lot. Some of you might have drive-by-wire, which is all electronic. So you're not going to be able to manually open your butterflies and your throttle body. But commonly you're going to be able to. You come over here, give your cable a good pull, and as you can see, it opens up your butterflies. Alright, so generally, got that hose. Oh well, you get the idea. So what you're going to do is, you're going to open up your throttle body, you're going to open up your butterflies, and you're going to spray all inside there. All inside your throttle body, all inside the freaking butterflies. Getting all that carbon and stuff out in between your butterflies, making your butterflies open more. So like I said, I only have one hand, so I can't really show you the big demonstration. Oh, shit! Knew that was going to happen. It was a perfectly good waste of B12 chem tool. It's alright, it's only $2. Let's go ahead and put that down on the ground for now. Careful not to get that B12 on your paint, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, you got your throttle body open, you got your butterflies open, and you just give her a spray. You're getting all that carbon and stuff off. Bada bing. You don't have to use an excessive amount. Just something to clean out the carbon. See, if you stick your finger in there, it's going to be black. And that's all that carbon and nastiness that you don't want. And this stuff will clean it right off. Maybe you want to take a paper towel and get inside the butterflies, you know, stick your finger down inside the butterflies, get in there with your butterfly open, and you know, clean it out. Now keep in mind, once you do that, when you clean out your throttle body, your car is not going to start right away. All right, because it's now sucking up all of that chemical you just put in there. So don't expect it to start right away. It's going to take, you know, about 5 cranks or so for it to start up. Very normal. Nothing to worry about. Alright, now onto this. Here's the main coup de grace when you got a fuel injection service, okay? This here is a neat little device that I picked up from Ace Hardware. It's just a generalized valve. Very cheap, couple of bucks. And 2 hose pieces. So you pick up the valve, which is just this, minus the hose. Alright, then you get you screw yourself in 2 of these to put on some hose. Get yourself some clear hose, different sizes. Pick up something like this. You can buy it at Ace, AutoZone, wherever. Because you're going to want a trifold to have a little bit of air going into the system. Because you're going to use auto vacuum. So, Like I said, right now you got the valve, you got the hose, go into here, got your little tri piece right here. Alright, and this is where 90% of your cars, if you can do a fuel injection service, is going to do it. This here is your steering box. Here you got your brake master fluid, brake master cylinder. Great. Alright, brake master cylinder, always on the driver's side, always on your firewall. So driver's side firewall. In the back, you've got this big black thing connected to your brake master cylinder. Okay. Now in here, sometimes it gets a little tricky, but you got a piece, and it plugs in. All right. And you've got a hose going to this piece that plugs into here. Okay. You just take this out. It's going to be a little difficult at first because it hasn't been taken out. You're going to hear a, you know what I'm saying? So pull it out, take this piece off, set it aside, don't drop it in your engine bay. Now you've got the open hose that used to go to your vacuum control box. Okay? Like I said, this is very general. A lot of your cars are going to be a little bit tighter. Chevy's not usually. Toyota's not so bad, but some of the other cars are going to be tight. So once you've got this piece off, you've got your hose exposed. Now you can take whatever hose. Now, like I said, I moved, so I lost some of the stuff, but I had a triangle right here, you know, like it builds up to fit whatever hose size I need. You can buy one of those. Typically at Home Depot, Ace Hardware. You really can't find it at AutoZone or any of the parts stores, so don't even try. But anyway, there's usually a piece that goes on here that plugs into that. Like I said, it looks like a triangle. You know, if you got any kind of smarts, you understand what I'm trying to talk about. And you just put it into that hose. So now you got your hose in here. You got your hose connected to your other hose that you just bought. Now you got your bottle of B12 Chem Tool, Seafoam, whatever cleaner you prefer to use. Like I said, since I'm on a budget, I use B12 Chem Tool, works great. Put your other end of the hose down in there. Ensure that your valve is closed initially. Alright, so my valve is nice and closed. I'm going to crack it open just a bit. Just a bit. You don't want to go through a throttle, maybe half a turn tops to start out. Alright. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me after this. Now, let's ensure that I'm not going to collect any dirt in my... suck up any dirt here. So, put my air cleaner back together. And now we're going to start the car. I'm going to see how this goes. Might need keys. Alright, you're going to hear a little spit and sputter. Maybe you want to hit the gas a couple of times. You see how that's just barely sucking up? You don't want to suck up a lot. You don't want to have a buildup of fluid back to here. If you have a buildup of fluid, you're flooding your engine. See, it's just kind of misting in there. And if I do this, and I plug this hole, this is why you need this piece. You hear that? You gotta let some air in. That's why this piece is crucial. See how it's just sucking it in there? All the way into this hose. That's going through your body and cleaning out your valves. So you see how I barely cracked it open? Don't want a lot of fluid going in. It's backed up here, no big deal. Once you get to here though, you want it to level off and you want it to look like that. Don't want a lot of fluid going into your into your engine. Because if you have a lot of fluid going into your engine, you're going to flood it. Maybe bend a rod, what have you. So, you can see I'm kind of smoking in the garage here. Yeah. Smoke is normal. Smoke is good. That means you're doing something with your system. You're cleaning out those valves. All right. Typically, if you've never had this done and you've got over anywhere 20 to 30K, 30,000 miles, you're gonna see smoke come out. All right. It's just that simple. That means that your valves are very dirty. They need to be cleaned. And it's working. Let's go over here. You can see it pumping out some smoke. Typically white smoke, but right now I'm having some engine problems. Woof! Let's get out of there. Yeah, but as you can see, it's moderately quick, even though I spilled half the bottle. And you just kind of set it up somewhere where it won't get all messed up and tangled, whatever, and forget it. Some people say that you have to have 2 grand RPM, up to 2 grand. No big deal. Alright, if you keep your fluid intake low, you don't have to rev your engine up. So, like I said, a little bit of engine sputter is going to be normal. Because you're having a vacuum leak, you're basically creating a vacuum leak within your engine. So, the engine's going to run a little rough. Keep your fluid low, keep it constant. And this way, like I said, it cleans out all the stuff on your valve. You have an intake valve, and you build up carbon from your fuel, especially if you use cheap fuel. Alright? So if you use cheap fuel, you're going to want to do this more often than if you use Chevron or something. Alright, looks to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off my engine. Alright. Whew. Apparently I needed to do that. But I just replaced my fuel pump and my fuel filter not too long ago, and this probably needed to be done. So that's what you got to do, guys. It's very cheap. Getting something like this going. Like I said, if you have any kind of, this is pretty easy to find. Go to Ace, ask for a valve, hydraulic valve, a couple of hoses. Always get the clear hoses so you can see what's going on. And you know what? I think all of this together, under 10 bucks, around 10 bucks. All right. And you go to a shop. And it's a lot more. It's $100 usually. Any shop you go to. So, like I said, it's cheap. So, like I said, you can go to Walmart. You can get it for 20. They got the drip. However, the Walmart does not clean out your butterfly. It does not clean out your throttle body. So your throttle body, like you see, you want to keep that up too. You want to keep it clear and free of carbon, dirt, anything like that. That way it's nice and runs fine. Butterfly works. Stuff like that. So like I said, remember with your throttle body, if you got your air filter and you got your hoses going to your air, to a throttle body somewhere, unscrew your little chingadera, your little, with a screwdriver, take off your hose, and then there's your throttle body. It's a big silver round piece. Hit your cable if you can to open up your butterfly, to open it up. Stick your finger there if you can. If you get black, you definitely need to clean it. If it's clean, clean it anyway. You can never have too clean of a parts. Mass airflow stuff, alright? The stuff's just like, look, you got the picture. That's what a mass airflow sensor looks like. Alright, typically. Typically your mass airflow sensor, if you've got a box, like right here, if you got your air filter, it's going to be right here, right when your air hose